Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the League of Legends Hitbox Challenger Face-Off. This is the game between the Unicorns of Love and Gamers2. The last game where Gamers2 played was the last game, and it was a very back and forth game, but in the end they managed to secure the victory over in Faculty. I'm Nature, joined by Stress.
Yeah, hey, nice to be back for another game. I think this is game 5 of the day, if I'm correct in thinking. It's second with Gamers2 and last for Unicorns of Love, so they're trying not to go 0-3 here. Last time we saw them was NIP doing pretty well against them, and you know, we are now waiting to see the picks and bans and see what is happening here for the team. So Lucian Lee Sin picked for Gamers2, and I was going to say Animate, always gets me whenever Visage actually plays. Unicorns of Love, I'm going to settle on that Irelia first.
Yep, the Aurelia going over to them indeed. Now, you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of the second player.
You can call him Dan, it's okay.
Dan?
Dan, yeah, he changed his name. He gets mad at me for calling him Dan, but just call him Dan.
Okay, Dan then. In this case, now hovering over the Morgana and the, let's see, sorry, the, wow, sorry, I'm completely off my guard here.
So the
sorry.
Lucian Ziggs Morgana has been locked in here for Unicorns of Love, and yeah, we'll see where they go with this. But Gamers2 looking for their next 2 picks, likely to be support and a top laner perhaps. Probably want to counter pick that middle for Ocelot unless they go for something consistent like I guess an Orianna. Or saying that Ziggs has been picked, so we've seen a lot of Syndra into Ziggs.
Yeah, we did of course see the Orianna indeed, as you said last game around. So let's see what G2 decide to go with this game. Ocelot will not be playing the Ziggs since that one is over on the Unicorns of Love side in this game. And well, the Lulu isn't available either, nor is the Kassadin or the Kale. So Yuki is going to pick up the Nami, it seems here, and Ocelot is going to go with the Shyvana for his top laner. JWoww, who did a very good job last game.
Yep, JWoww pretty consistent on Shyvana. So last 2 picks coming out for Unicorns of Love, likely to be something like Caitlyn and then Elise. I'm probably gonna expect something like that. Ooh, saying that. I'm expecting the Caitlyn, not expecting the Jinx so much, although we did see Jinx yesterday in the EG game in LCS, so stranger things have happened.
Yeah, they are now switching it out for the Jarvan the 4th though, so we might very well see a Caitlyn in the bottom lane with that Morgana of course, and then the Jarvan the 4th in the jungle, which would make sense. Jarvan the 4th has been up and coming lately because, well, I'm not too sure why that is. I'll ask you about that in a second, but it seems like Hylissang is deciding to go with the Rengar.
Yes, we saw Rengar out of Ninjas in Pajamas earlier today and didn't do so well for Q and NIP, but we've seen it in the last week and it's done very, very well indeed. So that's something to keep in mind. But you know, it's something we're gonna have to watch out for here as this game continues, as we wait for our last pick.
Yeah, Dude is just about to pick that last champion. Let's see what it is going to be in this case. They still need that mid laner, so let's see what Ocelot is going to play here. Against the Ziggs, I actually like the Yasuo.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Windwall's going to do so much to stop the damage coming out from Ziggs. Also with Shyvana, it's got the good knockup potential. Same with Nami and the tidal wave. So lots on Gamers2 to synergize.
Yep, a lot indeed, and let's see whether he locks it in. It is going to be Ocelot on the Yasuo in this case, and that means we do have our final lineups here. Let's see whether Unicorns of Love can actually make the Rengar happen, in contrast to NIP a couple of games ago. So far, it seems like this is what we have on the board, and that means that we might head on to a commercial break, unless you want to talk about runes a bit here, Stress.
I'll do that when we get into the game. That's not a problem. Gives us something to talk about.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, stick around. The game is coming right up on your screens.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hitbox Challenger Face-Off here for League of Legends. It's Unicorns of Love versus Gamers2 from the group stage, and we are into our 5th game of the day here as we're trying to decide who's going to be top of the table. Gamers2 still have it in them to go 3-0 if they make it past their next 2 opponents. I'm Stress, alongside me is Nature, and we'll be bringing you all the action here from this game.
Yeah, ooh, actually, JWoww running into Faceoff in that top lane, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not, but hey, I'm trying. And if G2 managed to win this one, and I'd say they are the favorites in this game because Unicorns of Love haven't won a game so far, I believe. They will be 2-0, of course. And if NIP win the last game, they will also have to win. So that means we have a 3-way tie, which means we need to get more games.
Yes, I'm not sure what the rulings are on that as such, but I'm sure we'll figure that one out with admins as it gets to it. But we have seen a little bit of a win already out of Dan. Got a ward using the auto attack reset on Rengar, so advantage goes to Unicorns of Love to begin.
Such a large advantage at the moment. Morden now is hanging around the red buff. On the other side, Faceoff and Dan, as you should call him apparently, is hanging around the blue buff. Both of them will probably end up ending their jungle path near that bottom lane, so we will probably see the action erupting near that lane in the end, or they might do a little bit of a drive-by in the mid lane if they decide that's a good idea. So far, Ocelot is pressuring that mid lane pretty hard, and Nikki, of course, in these early levels doesn't have the wave clear the Ziggs has in the later stages of the game, so he's having a bit of trouble dealing with it.
Standard lane setup here out of both teams, so interesting to see nobody going for that kind of lane swap. And ooh, Bubble nearly landing in the bottom lane. But ooh, Hylisang, famed for his Morgana, already landing those Dark Bindings.
Oh, but he is taking quite a beating himself as well, so he will be forced to back off and chug down some of those potions. We do see now Morden, having reached that blue buff, will clear that one out and is actually going to continue farming. On the other side, Dan is also going to head over towards well, he's not also going to head over towards that mid lane. He is now also going to continue farming, and that means we won't have a lot of action for the next couple of minutes as both of these junglers decide they need a bit more item. They need some more items, need some more farm until they can actually exert some more pressure.
This is a surprising amount of damage coming out from Aniki onto Ocelot already. Usually Ocelot will only, or Yasuo will trade only when his shield is available, but because of course it got changed, it stacks a little bit slower after a couple of patches ago. A good amount of damage being put down by Aniki so far.
Yeah, Aniki is making sure he gets what he needs in this lane. It is 15 to 19 farm. Of course, we are only 4 minutes into this game, so not a real benchmark we should look at this point, but maybe it is something we should keep in mind. Ocelot actually diving on towards Aniki will not quite get enough damage down as the satchel charge comes down as well. And Morden is sneaking around here, so is Dan though, so we might see them clashing heads anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know. They may end up in this middle lane. You saw Aniki pretty comfortable in that engage with Ocelot. Threw down the satchel charge to stop Ocelot darting forward to one of the remaining minions, and you can see Morden looking to get into the middle lane. Aniki, will he get caught here?
Oh, it doesn't quite land. The satchel charge will immediately be forced to burn the flash, and that is exactly what he does. Flash down. That might open up the mid lane for Morden to exert a bit more pressure, as of course now he knows that Aniki doesn't have his, well, one of his 2 escape abilities, and that's going to mean that Aniki either has to play passive or has to land those satchel charges on point every single time.
Ooh, binding in the bottom lane.
Finding in the bottom lane indeed. Yuki getting caught by that one. Snap Trap coming down as well. Yuki taking such a large beating. Will not go down just yet though in that mid lane. Morden coming in once again. Ocelot taking quite a beating as well. Will not go down there just yet, but he was forced to keep a safe distance.
Yeah, it was good damage actually traded onto Ocelot, and Iniki even holding his exhaust. Now a lot of mid laners right now running exhaust against Ziggs. So essentially when the last breath comes in, exhaust goes down, and from there Yasuo does so little damage during the exhaust because of the damage reduction that you can actually survive fairly well against him.
In that top lane, Visanchi and JWoww trading a bit back and forth. These two tanks are of course not going to go down, however, so I don't think we will be seeing First Blood. Or actually, we might just see First Blood. Dragon's Descent coming down there. Throws out the Flame Breath, but he will not pursue the kill under that turret. The minute, or the second rather, he hit level 6, he went for the kill. Now he might be looking to try and dive this one. He's going to call over some attention from the jungler, maybe even, as he's trying to clean out that wave. And Physics actually needs to be careful, but he has hit level 6 himself, so he does have those Transcendent Blades available, and he'll use that to heal up and clear out the wave.
Dorans and longswords are plenty on the side of Gamers2. Look at that, double Dorans on Shyvana. Ooh, bottom lane, there's another engage. Vamp Scepter is on Vardags. Bubble landed no follow-up, however, but good amount of damage has been done to the Unicorns of Love bottom lane.
Yeah, Hylissang being caught by that bubble, and of course the Piercing Light on towards Vardags doing a considerable amount of damage as well. Ocelot in the mid lane, trying to stay behind his wind wall while Aniki is throwing down his onslaught of bombs. And it is still quite even in the mid lane. 51 to 52, 7 minutes into this game, so both of them are keeping up with each other.
Yeah, and unsurprisingly, Ziggs opting for the Seeker's Arm Guard. So against the Yasuo, pretty good item. Gives him the resistances, gives him that little bit of AP as well. Ooh, Binding's very nearly missing out of Hylissang there. Bubble. Ooh, Black Shield though.
Oh, Hugh coming through now. Yuki getting exhausted. Exhaust coming down on Vardags as well. It is going to be First Blood for Yuki as he turns that around. Flashes out of the Yordle Snap Trap in the end. Vardags trying to keep duty off himself. And that means that G2 walk away with an early advantage here.
We do indeed. Vardags is staying here. Dude could easily hit a bubble. And, oh, actually 6 now. So Tidal Wave is available should they want to go for it.
Let's see whether they do. Oh, the bubble almost hitting, but now Dan is going for this kill. Jumps on towards Yuki. Yuki in a really large amount of trouble, and it is going to be the kill for Dan. Now looking for another one in the form of Dude, but Dude did burn the flash to get that.
Man, I can't believe they didn't get Vardags then. It was one more hit from the culling would have got it, so yeah, that's unfortunate that, well, I guess good in the sense of Unicorns of Love that Dan blocked that out, but he may very well have lost his red buff now, because it has been warded out.
Morden now clearing out that pink ward. Will be spotted out by Hylissang, but he not before he actually took it down. Now looking for the kill on towards Aniki. Doesn't quite hit the Sonic Wave though, so he won't be landing that Resonating Strike anytime soon either. Ocelot now throwing out those tornadoes, just with some fancy footwork, also making sure that he dodges most of the bouncing bombs coming out of Aniki, who now has the blue buff, so he'll be throwing out a lot of those bouncing bombs.
Yeah, he's going to be comfortable for the next couple of minutes once that flash comes up. That's the important one, and there it is up. So now Aniki, they need to gank him perhaps, but you can see where Morden's spending his time. It's top lane, he's looking for the gank here, and they're pushing Vizicachi to the tower.
They are indeed pushing him in there. Morden hanging around. He has been spotted out though. Vizicachi is quick on the recall as he doesn't want to go down here. 900 gold for him. Let's see what he picks up for himself at this point. He is just going to pick himself up the phage and then recall back into lane to make sure that he doesn't lose too much minions. Actually dives straight on towards JWoww, who might just be forced to burn the ultimate. Won't do so, but actually. Aniki in that mid lane falling very low. Ocelot with the exhaust on himself will still be able to pick up the kill, but not without repercussion. If Dan has anything to say about it, he's going to try and finish him off. Ocelot with the wind wall blocks the Bola strike. It's not enough as Dan picks up the kill.
Oh, bottom lane, Hylasang.
Actually, kill going down there on towards Hylasang. Now Morden with some pressure as well is going to mean that it is the third kill here for G2, as they might look to continue here with picking up the dragon. But Morden is right now sneaking into that jungle, might do some counter jungling as well.
I'm a little bit surprised by Aniki there, because he should have exhausted earlier against Ocelot. You've got to exhaust the damage off of a Yasuo. You can't exhaust after the damage and expect to stay alive.
Yeah, that is something to keep in mind. JWoww in that top lane getting hammered on by physics actually will be forced to burn the ultimate after all, and will now recall to base. Does that only have 300 gold, so that is not ideal for him, as the CS lead is also ramping up for physics actually at this point. It is around a 10 CS lead, 10 minutes into the game. It is starting to take form for him, I'd say. But of course, he isn't that far ahead that we could call it a definite lead for him.
Yeah, speaking of leads, no team has one right now. So it's an even game, and possibly one of the most even ones Unicorns of Love have had all day so far. I mean, they were pretty unfortunate against NIP. They lost in 20 minutes. So, I mean, the N Faculty game wasn't quite that bad, but N Faculty certainly were back and forth on a lead with Unicorns of Love. But, you know, they may be in an okay position here with Unicorns. Because they have a 2-0 Rengar. That's a good position to be in.
Yeah, a Fed Rengar is a very, very scary beast. Ocelot's getting hit up by one of those bouncing bombs, which is very unfortunate because they are starting to hurt at this point. Unfortunately for Aniki, he doesn't have a lot of mana anymore. Now Ocelot looking for the last breath, doesn't quite manage to land it though. There's the kick, however, on towards Aniki, but Ocelot is too far away. Satchel Charge comes out, and Aniki makes it to his safe distance. In the bottom lane, however, Dan looking for more duty. Gets hit up by the Bolo Strike. He is all locked down, throws out the tidal wave, but it is not meant to be, as he will go down in the end. That makes it 3-3. In the mid lane, however, Ocelot looking for more. He'll pay the price. It's 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
1-for-1 trade will be taken by Aniki, considering how in dire circumstances he was in before that. So, you know, the 1-for-1 is fine. They're going to push on towards the bottom turret as well here, and if they get that, that's pretty good in favor of Unicorns of Love. However, Hylasang is so low.
Ooh, a little bit too deep for him right there. Vardog's trying to trade with Yuki as well. Oh, he is very, very low. Is he going to be able to get the ace in the hole down? He's trying to chase him down. There's the ace in the hole. He comes through, and Yudi saves him by being at the right spot in the right time.
Vardax, I feel, should have just pushed the turret, but it's top lane. No, Vizichachi is fine. I feel like Vardax should have just pushed the turret. Tidecaller's Blessing is on Nami.
Oh, and Vardags is a man. Yuki picks up the kill. 6-4 for G2 here, as they are slowly ramping up their gold lead. It's an 800 gold lead so far. Scratch that, it's a 700 gold lead. As in the mid lane, Ocelot and Morden are still keeping up the pressure on Aniki, who is having some trouble dealing with Morden, as he has gone down 2 times. So has Ocelot, however, but he might make up for that by taking down this dragon.
Yuki is so strong right now. I mean, he's got to finish Blade of the Ruined King before Caitlyn even has a BF sword. That is not a good position for the Caitlyn to be in, because Lucian does better in the mid game as it is. And the fact that he has already got his completed item before even the big damage item out of Caitlyn as that component, it's so difficult to position. The Berserker's Greaves will be finished off by Lucian here. Likely, it'll either be Zeal and Berserkers or Berserkers and then Avarice Blade. Some kind of, oh no, Brutalizer, of course. That's, it's not Static Shiv anymore, it's Ghost Blade. So, Boots and the Brutalizer have been picked up. I'm still back on old builds where there's a different attack speed item.
Ooh, now Aniki getting caught by the last breath. Let's see whether Ocelot can capitalize on this, as he just returns to his wraiths after throwing down his ultimate on Aniki. Aniki now bursted down to half health. Might have some trouble dealing with Ocelot for the remainder of his stay in the mid lane until he backs, which he's going to do right now. Does have himself a Tear of the Goddess and of course the Seeker's Arm Guard for some extra armor, but he decides against backing in the end as he doesn't want to lose too much farm.
Yeah, he's got the blue buff, so he can just keep throwing out those bombs in the middle lane. But, I mean, looking at it overall, slight lead in favor of Gamers2 right now. And, Unicorns of Love, they really need this win if they want any hope. Here comes Stan into top lane.
Yeah, JWoww in that top lane is a very large pile of trouble, and he will go down to the very last Transcendent Blade. Now Dan is going to go down, however, as well as Ocelot joins the party. There's the tornado onto where Vizixashi gets stunned up under the turret. Vizixashi tries to turn it around, and it is going to be the kill for him. Morden from the backside is going to have a say in this one as well, however. Doesn't land the Sonic Wave. Now trying to flank around. Let's see what he can do. One more hit or so will do it. There's a Sonic Wave and the resonating strike to seal the deal. In the bottom lane, action going on as well. Duty very low. Yuki now trying to pick up the kill on towards Hillsang. One more hit should do it. There you go. And Yuki picks up the kill. Vardox now trying to run for his life, but Yuki doesn't have the blue buff, doesn't have the Relentless Pursuit available right now. Ardent Blaze, double kill, 10-6.
Oh man, Gamers2, even though it was a bit of a comedy up in the top lane, they managed to get the advantage on kills across the map. Ziggs is on his way down bottom, no ultimate though, so won't really be able to clear this out too easily. However, look at the teleports coming in, they've caught Yuki completely out.
Let's see whether he can get out of this one. Stun comes down, or the slow rather, and that is a very dead Yuki. It surprises me that he decided to use the heal.
Yeah, a little interesting, but I don't know, maybe he didn't see Vizixashi from behind? I mean, he had to have, but...
Well, in the end, Unicorns of Love are going to pick up this turret, and they are going to close out that gold discrepancy a bit. In that mid lane, however, G2 are not done with Aniki just yet. They want to try and pick up that turret right there. As actually Morden getting caught a bit there by Vardox. Beauty going down as well. Now Unicorns of Love trying to collapse on towards Morden. He jumps on towards Aniki, but Aniki has an answer for him as he picks up more than 9-10 here. And that was a bit sloppy by G2, I have to feel.
Very sloppy, but speaking of sloppy, Dan losing half his health to the culling, trying to get a tower is pretty sloppy as well here. Unicorns of Love really want this turret, and I don't think they can. Oh, sorry, no, I do think they can. It's just they got to be careful for Ocelot. Yeah, they definitely can now. Sorry, I didn't realize it was so low on health.
Yeah, Yuki getting bursted down a bit too quickly right there. And, well, Unicorns of Love might have knocked out G2 out of their driver's seat. Although G2, of course, are still pretty darn strong and they don't get caught as often as they have been the last couple of minutes. Oh, nice wind wall there out of Ocelot to make sure Hillsang doesn't quite hit the Dark Binding. That's a flash burn for wind wall. Worth.
Oh man, Ghostblade has been completed just before the Infinity Edge on Caitlyn. Oh, Aniki.
Aniki getting caught a bit as well. Morden with the red buff. Oh, doesn't quite land the Sonic Wave though. That means that he will be forced to back off in the end. JWoww getting hit up by the Bola Strike. And now they switch their sights for that mid lane outer turret. Let's see whether they can get it this time around. Aniki is, of course, on the Zig, so he'll be able to try and force off all of those minions pretty quickly. Hillsang now throwing out the black shield to make sure it doesn't get hit by the bubbles. And it seems like we have got ourselves a bit of a breather.
A little bit of a breather. Blue buff has been picked up by Aniki. Oh, saying that.
Yep, he is very dead. Ocelot picks up the kill with the last breath in the end as they switch their sights for that mid lane outer turret. That one is going to go down. Culling coming out, that is going to scratch the back of Hillsang a bit. Actually going to take him down to half health in the end as well, as they right now try and push down the second tier turret as well. Don't think that one is going to go down as it will hold out. G2 are going to back off. Dragon's coming up in another 20 seconds.
Well, he did have blue buff. Not anymore. Has a Zhonya's Hourglass though, so chose not to use it just so that it wouldn't be on cooldown, I guess, for this next fight, because respawn times are pretty low right now. With dragons spawning as well, they want to make sure they have their full power, but it's a tough one to fight here. Ooh, Bubble just dodged. Gamers2 are forcing Unicorns to look way back away from this dragon.
Yeah, Gamers2 are trying to take this one down, and they will be able to get it. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. Morden getting bursted so quickly, but that's a 2-man last breath. They will get one. Now looking for the second. Actually, Dan jumps back in. JWoww will pay the price. Vardax goes down. It's a 1 for 2 so far. Gamers2 get the dragon, but they pay for it quite extensively as well. It's still kind of worth, but of course we do have the Unicorns of Love now pushing in that mid lane. If they manage to get the turret, it will definitely not be worth it for Gamers2.
Yeah, exactly. If they get this turret, which they should right now, they got Caitlyn, as should die pretty quickly. Actually, Yuki coming around this side may need to be careful, because look at the damage already out of just one mine there from Ziggs. So they managed to get themselves a turret in response. They are still 1,500 gold behind, but that isn't the biggest disparity right now for Unicorns of Love.
Niki now might be getting chased down by Ocelot, who's pretty quickly with the sweeping blade, of course. Doesn't quite manage to catch up though, as Niki will reach a safe distance. G2 are now slowly moving in to this Unicorns of Love jungle, as Vardags did realize the threat and backed off accordingly to make sure he didn't get ganked without him being prepared for that. Reaches the safety of his turret, and he will not go down to Yuki surprising him.
So, to talk a little bit about this Rengar, it's very similar to what Ku was playing earlier with the cooldown reduction, although he has gone for the movement speed boots rather than the cooldown boots that we saw out of Ku. And actually has gone Elder Lizard as well rather than Feral Flare, so interesting to see the little difference on these cooldown Rengar builds. But essentially you throw out more bolus more often, and you get more catches, you have a lot of damage in the kit, and it's just really good at blowing someone up.
It is very good indeed. Ooh, Hyla Sang almost getting caught by the Sonic Wave right there. Morden almost had a juicy target on his hand, but unfortunately didn't quite manage to land it. Yuki and Morden slowly making sure they clear out this jungle. I think it is that time of the game again. I think it is time for a bit of a Baron dance.
Hopefully it's just the dance this time, because last time we saw it, End Faculty really threw. It cost them the game, pretty much, just straight up. But Visitachi in the top lane, and they've stunned up JWoww.
JWoww getting stunned up, does have the ultimate available. There's the Soul Shackles, won't make it out alive though. Morden with the safeguard to ensure his safe return. And Duty blocking the ace on the wall. On top of that, now Yuki a bit too deep. Good bubble though on towards Hyla Sang, but Dan cleans up in the end. Now trying to look for his second kill in the form of Morden. Morden all alone under that turret. Unicorns of Love now looking for this kill, and they will be able to get it. Headshot to clean up in the end, and Vardags secures that kill. It's the 4th turret of the game for the Unicorns of Love. Meanwhile, in that jungle, Ocelot's almost grabbing a hold of Aniki, but luckily for him, he makes it out alive as well.
They should be able to get this next turret as well here if they want it. The minion wave may just join them. They have to be careful that Ocelot doesn't land a Steel Tempest over the wall, which is what he was looking for. They barely don't just get the turret.
Well, Ocelot diving in 1 versus 5. That might not be the best idea in this case. Didn't really have the backup of his team, and he went down. It's starting to be a gold lead. Almost Physics actually getting caught right there, but it is now swung around, and the gold lead is on the side of the Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, that actually hit as well, but remember the last half second of recalling you can't be disrupted from. Dan's going on to Yuki.
Let's see whether Dan is actually going to get his intensive work get paid off. It won't in the end, as he will get forced off by the culling of Yuki, and Yuki lives to see another day. That blue buff, however, might not share his fate, as it is probably going to go down here, and Morden picks up the kill on towards that one, which means it's a blue buff denied from Aniki.
Gamers2 have done a really good job of establishing vision right now. If you swap between the visions, you can see that Gamers2 have lots of vision. Unicorns of Love have none. So they've really constricted the vision away from Unicorns of Love and starting to set up this Baron a little bit better for themselves. But saying that, Unicorns did just place 2 pink wards. They are starting to re-establish control of their own vision, but Gamers2 right now have been ahead for quite a while, and now they find themselves behind, and that is really not a good position considering how they started this game.
Okay, let's see what happens next, because I believe we can feel the tension of the Baron rising. Once again, he's asking for attention. For attention, not tension. And both of these teams want a part of that. The Sonic Wave coming through to force off Vardags off of that Baron. So he starts auto-attacking. And he's not done just yet here. Mordant getting the Sonic Wave on towards Aniki. Might have been looking for the Resonating Strike and perhaps even an Insect Maneuver. But luckily, he used the Satchel Charge to get out. Dan throwing out 2 Bola Strikes. Didn't quite land them on anyone though. And, well, both of these teams just looking at each other, perhaps waiting for the other to make a move.
Yeah, I think Unicorns of Love right now are looking to obviously catch somebody in mid, but I thought they were looking to push mid for a little while. But it's Dragon they're turning their attention to, as it's recently spawned.
Bola Strike landing on Ocelot right there. Oh, there's a tidal wave on towards Aniki. Luckily, the Black Shield saved him of that one. Ocelot from the side. There's the culling on towards Aniki. It's going to take a fairly large chunk of health off of him. Physics actually is a bit out of position though. Gets knocked back. There's the ace in the hole. Might it be enough to save him? Actually, good Soul Shackles coming out of Hylissang as well. JWoww very, very deep flashes over the wall in the end. Ocelot getting caught by the Dark Binding, and he might go down. There you go, he goes down. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Now looking for more. JWoww trying to run out of this one. Double kill for Yuki. Once again gets caught by the Dark Binding. Aniki looking for a bit of damage on towards him, but the bubble connects on towards Aniki, and that is going to be his last breath for now. Oh, actually, might just make it out alive. Nope, he won't. Yuki picks up the kill.
Oh dear, I thought the Satchel Charge was enough. But no, unfortunately, Unicorns of Love just didn't have the damage to finish off a couple of low health targets. That gives the Dragon over to Gamers2, and they've re-established their lead here. It is only small, and it isn't really the most catastrophic of objectives to give over, but it's now 2,000 gold is the lead to Gamers2.
Yeah, they are slowly once again getting the gold lead back in their favor, which is, of course, something they would want, but not something the Unicorns of Love would want. And it has been a very close game so far, so we could still see this gold lead swinging all over the place. However, it is almost a 3,000 gold lead so far, which is more than we have seen in this game, I believe, so far. Oh, actually, bubble landing on towards Vizixachi right there, looking for the kill towards Ocelot. There's the ace. No, that will need to get blocked out. The heal coming through on towards him now. Vizixachi so deep, will be able to pick up the kill. JWoww dies out of that one. Morden will be forced to burn the flash as well. That's going to be 1 kill so far. Dan looking to dive in back. He will be able to secure that kill for Vardax. Here's the Mega Inferno bomb. Is it going to be enough? Yuki actually joining the party now. Will pick up 1. Now looking for his 2nd kill. Satchel Charge comes through. Takes a bit too much damage for his liking. Dark Binding connects on towards his backside. The Bola Strike doesn't though. And he is right now looking to get out of this one as quickly as possible. But I fear it's a lost cause. Shutdown coming in for Dan. And it's a 4-for-1. That
top tower is 1 or 2 auto attacks away from death. Aniki with a short fuse could actually probably kill that. But they choose to go for the Baron instead. I think that's probably the better option there. And really, Gamers2 just ended up getting caught time and time again in that little fight. And it lasted so long that now Ocelot is back alive.
Yeah, he is indeed. The Baron will go down for the Unicorns of Love. And actually, we do have got ourselves a bit of a pause at the moment. Lag apparently for the guys on the Unicorns of Love. But they did get themselves a Baron, which might be what they need to finish off this game and secure their first win in this tournament.
Indeed. But lagging for Unicorns of Love here. So they have 6-3 and 6 Caitlyn. That should be a good position if there wasn't an 11-5 and 0 Lucian on the other side. That's the thing they've got to contend with here, and there's a surprising amount of damage that's going to come out from a Lucian that fed in the late game.
Alright then, let's see what whether we can actually continue this game as soon as possible. Sang is apparently the man that is having some internet issues at the moment. So we hope we can, of course, resolve that one as quickly as possible. It is a 1,000 gold lead once again for the Unicorns of Love as they manage to swing it back in their favor. And this has really been a very back and forth game so far.
It has indeed, and I mean, Gamers2 look to have had a good enough lead, but you know, in the last couple of minutes, Unicorns of Love have been getting themselves back into the game because Gamers2 are kind of just funneling themselves in one at a time, and that really isn't what they should be doing. It's not a good thing to go one after the other, because although Ocelot has a lot of damage, although Yuki has a lot of damage, Unicorns are just playing together a little bit better.
Yeah, they are indeed. And in the last game where Gamers2 won, you'd have to feel like it was more of a mistake by Faculty rather than... Well, of course it was a good play out of G2, but in the end it was the mistake by Faculty of trying to rush down the Baron that cost them the game. And G2 capitalized on it very well, but now that the Unicorns of Love are playing quite well, they might not have a whole lot of mistakes to capitalize on. Now it seems we are going to continue this game. Sang has reconnected. Oh, but apparently G2 aren't ready just yet.
Yeah, gotta make sure both teams are ready. It's not good mannered to unpause if you're not both ready. But remember, guys, Baron did just go down in favor of Unicorns of Love. They are likely to head back and pick up a few new items here, but likely to be a last whisper onto Caitlyn. And looking at the money down the line, 1300 on jungle and mid, so maybe finishing up that Seraph's Embrace. It is 730 out of 750, so it's about the time to get the Archangel staff. And maybe, probably, you know, from that Warden's Mail, maybe build towards that Randuin Zone a little bit better.
Alright, so we have continued our game, 1,000 gold lead for the guys on the side of the Unicorns of Love, which is quite an interesting name, I have just now thought of. Okay, so, interesting name right there, as they start to grab some more jungle camps, get themselves some more resources, and they will probably buy themselves some items, and after that they might continue pushing up any of these lanes. Physics actually making sure he denies some of that vision control, but he will just, for every ward there he will remove, there will be another one in the place, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, that never-ending game. The never-ending game of clearing, but to be honest, the vision control has been really good out of Gamers2 all game long. Even while somewhat on the back foot, they've been really keeping things in their control. But look at Unicorn starting to collapse.
Ooh, Morden right now is going to go down. Finally, Aniki picks up the kill. Tidal Wave is going to try and peel for G2. So do you see Aniki trying to push and fly over that wall? Now the Unicorns of Love looking for this turret. That one is not going to stand for too long. They secure themselves the 5th turret for their team. They are now looking for the inhibitor turret, and this is the final turret. This is the final turret standing between them and, of course, those Nexus turrets if they need to kill off those, and they are going to get it. Now the inhibitor is next, and that one is not going to stand for too long either. They get it, and they crack the shell of G2.
They do indeed, and from here, it's going to be a quick rotate out towards mid. JWoww, oh, JWoww's caught.
But he will be able to get out alive. G2 are in a bit of a sticky situation here. JWoww, luckily, though, didn't go down as the Unicorns of Love get themselves a 3,000 gold lead.
Thing about that now is one of their main engage tools is now gone. They don't have that Shyvana flank that they would be looking for to mix with Yasuo, so that's a big part of their combination not available right now, and you can see Unicorns of Love are going to split things up. One and 4 here as the 4-man stack push into the middle lane. And with Caitlyn there, all they got to do is avoid bubbles.
Oh, but they also have to avoid dying on the other side of the map, as we do see 1 kill going down, Dude going down in this case. Now the second inhibitor is getting hammered on. That will go down, as they will disengage right after that. Only 1 inhibitor remaining until they get a clean sweep of all of the turrets and inhibitors in this game, except for those Nexus turrets, of course. They are now heading for this one in... Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Lots of damage right there on towards Yuki. More than looking for the kill on towards Hillsang. Will actually get it, and he will be able to finish him off. But in the meantime, Physics actually took the time to finish off Ocelot. That is 3 members dead. Now looking for those Nexus turrets. This is game indeed. G2 will not get their second win in this tournament, and they will actually gift that win over to the Unicorns of Love. It was a hard-fought match, but it is going to be the Unicorns of Love taking out Gamers2.
What is going on here? Unicorns, who haven't won all day, are going to beat Gamers2, who just beat the top team of the group.
Yeah, this is very much like the games we've seen so far, which were quite swingy back and forth as well. So we are going to have to see how this one pans out in the bracket stages of this tournament, but we still have 1 match remaining, so make sure you grab yourselves something to drink and tune back in a couple of minutes, as we'll return in just a couple of minutes.
The sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel it somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel it somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen, and I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
doesn't tick, I crash into you. We both feel the hit, we both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, missiles ready to the high. You are my star. We are connected, missiles ready to the high. Then we collide. I'm here, I'm your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.